Good day all, wherever you are in the world. Where I am, it's 6:56 on what we're told is the 8th of the 8th, 2024. And if you've listened to me for the first time, go back to my last upload and listen to what I had to say about the Lionsgate portal, which is today. But anyway, this is my channel, the Self-Preservation Society, wherever you're listening. If you're not listening on my main BitChute channel, there's a link to it in the description box below. I'm Basil, broadcasting truth and therapy. Here I am using the talking stick. Also in that description box is my email address. If I can be of any service to you, then email me. If you're in the UK, I'll gladly give you my phone number. If you're abroad, you can have my Skype, and if I can be of service, then I will. Because I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve you. I'm not here to serve those that control us, and neither should you be. The title of this upload is From the TV Programme to the Programmed. I've been meaning to talk about this for a little while, but I'm going to just talk about it now. It may well be to many of you I'm stating the frigging obvious, and if so, wonderful. Share it anyway, and share anything on my channel. You're not sharing me, you're sharing the messages that I bring to you. And for those of you that I'm addressing that haven't seen this before, perhaps this may just be the thing that starts waking you up, and I sincerely hope that's the case. But today, you have this ability to talk to your device and say Siri or Alexa and give it an instruction, ask a question, whatever, and it does it for you. That first happened. We were first aware of that. Well, I certainly was anyway. Back in the 60s, 70s, with Star Trek. Captain James T. Kirk pressed this thing on his chest and said computer, and then give an instruction, an order, whatever, and it was done. From the TV programme to the programmed. And because it's in your psyche, when it happens, it's already there. And so you just accept it, and that's how the program, the matrix, works. Also, somebody sent me something a couple of weeks back about 3D printed meat. And I said to them, yeah, they told us about that in Star Trek in the 60s. Because again, in their own quarters, they say to the computer, I want whatever, and the meal would be printed for them. 3D printed food, which is now what you will be having. Yeah, you'll be eating bugs and whatever, but you're also eating, or will be eating, 3D printed meats and this, that and the other. From the TV programme to the programmed. You're now programmed to accept it. You understand? Everything in your life, you're programmed to accept, because you've got the TV, you've got the papers, you've got schooling. And it's worth mentioning again, use an etymology dictionary. I do quite often. Look up the word school, and it means to train an animal. The original meaning of that word is to train an animal. And that's what your class does. I've been watching some really great stuff recently from the late, great Jordan Maxwell, who I and many others owe much to, because he, along with Eustace Mullins and Ezra Pound and many others, G. Edward Griffin and whatever, were doing all this research long before the computer and telling us about it. And they, like us, stand on the shoulders of giants. We all do. No man is an island. We're all connected. We're all bloody connected. And when we realise that, when we understand that, we might listen to what Willie Nelson's saying there on the right. And wise words from Willie. Really wise words from Willie. Your enemy is not the refugee. Your enemy is the one who made him a refugee. When all you that are dancing about, certainly in the UK, waving your Union flag or your St George Cross, this, that and the other, let me tell you something, my friends, and I say it to you with all humility to try and wake you up. I quote Thomas Sheridan: "Flags are the dusters given to us by our masters to polish their mansions." When you can understand that, probably the greatest quote I've ever heard from a living man in my era, Thomas Sheridan: "Flags are the dusters given to us by our masters to polish their mansions." And all you're doing, fighting against the refugees, is bowing down to your masters, doing their work for them, and you're kissing their fecking arseholes. And they're laughing at you. I said before, and I'll continue to say it, Billy Carson tells us there's a 2% variance. He says science tells us there's a 2% variance in the different skin colours, eye colours, genders, hair colours of all the inhabitants of the earth, the human beings. Whether you're black, white, yellow, red, gay, straight, male or female, blue-eyed, green-eyed, redhead, blonde, whatever, you only differ from anybody else by 2% variance in your DNA. Just think about that. And stop waving the flag of your masters, polishing their mansions and kissing their asses. That'll work. Your enemy is the one who made him a refugee. That's who your enemy is. The bankers of this world, the elite, the so-called elite, and whatever they want to call themselves, however you understand them to be. They're your enemy. Not the black man, the brown man, the Eastern European, not the Jew, not the Palestinian. The people that tell you to hate another section of humanity are your enemy. Labels are for people that want to identify. You want to identify as British or American or whatever. You can only do so because your masters dictated that be the name of your country. And that's where you should swear your allegiance to. I swear my allegiance to the earth and all its inhabitants, the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, those that swim in the waters, those that crawl upon the earth, those that burrow under the earth, the standing nations, plants, etc., the rock nations, the mineral nations. I am a conscious being of source, having a spiritual experience in his carbon-based unit body avatar that is white-skinned with a bit of a tan. Anything else is either what I do while I'm here, ego, or how others perceive me. And it's exactly the same for everybody else walking this planet. Exactly the same. When you wake up to this, you might start to love your brother as your own and fight the enemy that sent him here. You may take responsibility for your own actions and take responsibility for changing the actions of your forefathers that went out and raped and pillaged these lands in order that you could be classed as one of the richest countries in the world. That's wealth. They value that by a man-made thing. That's not true richness. That's not true wealth. True wealth is knowing who you are, knowing who your brother is, and knowing who your enemy is. That's what true wealth is. You can't buy it. You've just got to pay attention. One more thing before I go. Going back to my initial points. Transhumanism. We first see that, well, I first remember it, and I remember this vividly at my paternal grandparents' house back in the 60s on a Saturday afternoon. My nan and granddad were still alive, and we was in their house. I was only very young. I was born in 61. And Doctor Who was on, and they took for some reason, the top come off one of the Daleks, and inside was this humanoid figure. That's transhumanism. And I can remember, and if my mum was still here with us, she'd bear me out. My elder sister might be able to remember. But I had nightmares that night, seeing man and machine together in that way. And that's what's coming for us. From the TV program to the programmed. There's many things I could say to you and ask you to do. But perhaps the most important is to turn off your fucking TV and get shot of it. Or if you're going to use it, get rid of all your TV subscriptions, this, that and the other, and use it as a learning tool. Connect your internet to it. Listen to messages that you're getting here and from other people that are trying to free you from a prison you don't even know you're in. From the TV program to the programmed. Because all you people doing rioting in this country because that lad killed them 3 girls is doing exactly what your masters and controllers want you to do. The refugees are not the problem. The problem is the people, your masters, that made them refugees. Because it's them today and it'll be you tomorrow. Of that there is little or no doubt. So don't tell me you're awake if you're hating on the rest of your human family. Because your masters tell you to do so. You ain't awake. You're ignorant. You're impotent. You can come and fight me, but you wouldn't go and fight Bill Gates or Keir Starmer or Klaus Schwab or whatever. You can fight the likes of me, but you won't go and fight them, those that control you. You're not as hard as you think you are. Think about it. Think about it. You're not as awake as you think you are. If all you're doing is your master's bidding. I don't do that. I might have done years ago, but I don't do that. Because I don't have a telly. This message resonates with you. Share the message. Don't share me. Share the message. Wherever you're listening, remember, look in the description box. Links to my main BitChute channel with all my works there. And my email address. And as I said at the beginning, if you're in the UK, happy to give you my number and talk to you if I can be of service to you. If you're abroad, happy to give my Skype address if I can be of service to you. Won't cost you a penny. All I ask from you is that you pay attention to the messages that I bring and those like me bring you. And we might be able to change things. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in UIC and Enemy. Mitako o Yasin, we are all related, we are all relatives. But I tell you, we are all connected. So stop feeling that disconnect from your fellow human family. I'm a soul man. So are you. Wake up to that.